contrary to my expectations at the beginning, I say they did pretty good with this season, minus a couple of things that I'll get to, but, yeah, for a season that was set during the winter, I feel like they did a decent job of giving every character a storyline and doing things that make you shake your head at them and yet at the same time make you feel sorry for all of them except Frank, but that's the point. I mean, like, him being that much in love with Bianca, just, dude, you really gotta get over that. I mean, like, sure, he did get over it when he reunites with his ex, who oddly seems to be perfectly okay with everything that's happened, but then again, she is made out to be not that much better than the Gallaghers. It's just that she has a couple of weird, semi-positive traits about her. But there was a good reason to bring her in there, and that they were able to get rid of the character of Chucky because of Sammy being incarcerated and the fact that he's just a gimmick that you can't really use that much. Like, yeah, that Chucky bit, I mean, like, it kinda suits the show, but just... Can't you tell that this kid is really messed up, and the scarring has nothing to do with that? Because, you know, obviously he couldn't have done that. Right? So Chucky was one bad thing about this season, and then, some of Frank's moping did get to me as well, but... Oh yeah, and then the last bit is the character of Svetlana. I'm sure I'm butchering that. I can recall the name when I'm watching it any day of the week, but when I try to recreate it later, I just can't do it. Her character, the way that she's behaving now with Kevin and Veronica is just... I don't know, just something about that does not suit well with me. I get that they feel sympathetic towards her and that they don't want to get rid of her, but I don't know, just... You guys have that much of a sex drive that you bring in another wheel to the party? Yeah. That got to me, so I'm wondering what they're going to be doing about her later, because I don't really know how much longer they can keep using the character. I mean, like, I do like that they're being creative with her, but I don't know, I just don't know. But, what they did with all the other characters, I really enjoyed, because Fiona's bit, sure, it came out of nowhere, but given the behavior of everyone else, it's actually very appropriate, and as they mentioned in the special features for this, it's really interesting to see how conventional wisdom does not play out at all when it comes to Fiona and Debbie's pregnancies, where the person that by all rights should not keep the baby keeps it, and the person that has not the greatest reasons to get rid of the baby chooses to get rid of it. Yeah, but her decision, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And then Fiona's relationships with Gus and Sean. Well, Gus, it was about time that you got rid of that side of the equation. I was really surprised that they hadn't actually ended things off screen between the seasons. But as I was saying to myself when I was done viewing last season, there's plenty of people that end a relationship but just don't bother to fill out the paperwork and end the thing. Jack Klugman, he ended up technically divorcing, what's her phrase, Brett Summers from Match Game, while Match Game was actually still on, but they remained legally married all the way until Brett died. Which wasn't too long before Jack had died, so, There are some people that do that. Her relationship with Sean, I knew that it probably wouldn't work, even though I could tell that in terms of actual behavior, Sean seemed to actually be the better person emotionally, because you could tell that he'd been through things was a better judge of emotional character for other people. Even the last season mentions that he has a drug problem. You can tell behind the scenes he's struggling with it. He knows he can beat it, but things are just stopping him from doing so. And then that happening over and over again. Yeah, I could tell that eventually something would happen that would split those two up, but the way that it did, I wasn't expecting that, but actually, that was actually a better move on a critique scale. Sudden, but effective, because you can tell that when he's walking away at the end of that last bit, yeah, take care of yourself, Fiona. That's not see you later, it's goodbye, goodbye. Yeah. But I really love that bit that happened right after that, because even though I think everybody is going to say that Frank basically did the right thing by stopping that wedding, at the same time everyone's like, you still crashed this wedding, and we're not standing for it. And then they throw him into the lake. Yeah, first you throw him into the trash, and now you throw him into the lake. I wonder what's next. I love it. And then that kind of summarizes my thoughts about Debbie as well. She's acting really kind of crazy about the baby, but by the time we get to the end of the season, you kind of get the idea that it probably will work out eventually, but she still needs to admit that she needs help. Yeah, she's trying, but one, she's got to give up on the connecting with Derek. That's just not going to happen. Like, he wanted a relationship. He didn't want a kid, especially at that age. He probably was like, I want the thrill. I want the fun of being in a relationship, not the responsibility. I remember when I was getting ready to finish high school, Dad's like, you're going to have to start getting out there and learn to find a job for yourself, something that you can throw yourself behind. Well, yeah, I did throw myself behind it, but that was only because I needed the job to pay rent. Unlike a bunch of high school kids that I see working at the grocery store that I work at. Oh gosh, like what the kids, and I truly do mean kids, that we had last summer did? Enough said. Right. Carl, well, that's your lesson, dude. You've learned the negatives of the lifestyle that you were going through, how hard it is to actually truly break away from it, and seeing how it directly and indirectly messed up somebody that you cared about. Yeah. Although at the same time, I really do love that it was actually because of him doing that he was actually able to help the family, but whew, yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he truly is going to become a not better, but more responsible person from here on out, or if his recklessness is going to get him in trouble again somehow. Right. Ian, having the relationship with Caleb, it was nice to see him actually have a proper relationship with somebody that wasn't Mickey. I mean, like, I wouldn't exactly call Ian and Mickey's relationship proper, but nonetheless you could tell over time that there was something there. Because I still don't ship Ian with anybody just because Caleb, in a way, he was too perfect for Ian. And like the HIV positive, no. You can have HIV and have it barely affect you for the longest amount of time. There are multiple people that are examples of that. Yeah, you gotta have a lot of meds. And you gotta make sure that insurance doesn't F you up. But as long as you don't control those two things, many people will be just fine. I know that. So yeah, I'm not concerned about the HIV at all. It's just the simple basis of maybe he's just too perfect. I do think something's going to happen to them, but not the way that it has been happening with relationships. I think something in life will just simply force them apart. That kind of a thing. One of them's going to have to make a difficult choice, and it's going to hurt the relationship. We'll see if I'm right. Because, yeah, he's a good character, and I especially love the fact that it wasn't Caleb that saved Ian in that accident. It was just another guy, and he just happens to talk to Ian while Ian is thanking the firefighters for saving his life, and things just happen. Oh yeah, then the cameo of Tony. Okay, I don't mind the fact that he ended up having a relationship with another guy. That doesn't bother me at all, but it's like, Fiona turned him gay? No, dude. Dude, it was either you were gay all along, or you're just bisexual, but happen to actually have more feelings for a guy, at least at the moment. Just, yeah. That was a bad explanation. The fact that they turned him gay, that's not really that much of a big deal, considering how they just completely abandoned the MP storyline after that one episode last season, and how long it took them to find him. Like, that took way too long. And, like, I know that there's one other dropped plot that they just abandoned. Oh yeah, Mandy's abortion. Yeah, that just happening off screen? Just... huh? Yeah. That's what it was. So... okay. And then lip bit. Well, I could tell that the relationship with the professor, something was going to have to happen, but I wasn't expecting it to be like that. But, damn, man. Duh. You got him good, I gotta admit. Although, the professor here, who, I wonder if he's actually the same guy who busted Ian with those SAT bits back in season 2. They look kinda similar, but his demeanor going that much down the gutter that quickly, although he himself admitted, I had multiple kids and multiple doctorates before I decided to do this. Who knows? Only takes a couple of bad circumstances to change the future of somebody who looks like that they've got a lot of great things going for them, or somebody to just get chicken when it comes to making big decisions, because trust me, there were a couple of examples in my family of people that were in a good place and then they just threw away their potential. No, I'm not going to say who, but they know who they are. Right. Do I think that there's hope for him? Not so much with recovering himself with the college bit, but life overall, and then finding some kind of niche for himself, well, there is, but his past convictions are going to make this rather difficult, and then of course, he did end up in jail, and yes, he got bailed out, but as I mentioned in Season 1, the bailout is just the bailout. There's still the later penalty. Like, you can only put so much under the rug. And you gotta remember, this isn't even the first time he destructed college property. I think this is the third time. You know? Right. So, yeah, it actually turned out to be a better season than I thought it was going to be. Let's hope that the show keeps being interesting from this point forward. See ya.